All right, all right, all right. Shout out to the schmucks who tried to stop it. But 9 Volt Monsters is here. You can see it's a nice, thick, meaty volume of, I believe, 8 stories in here. It's looking great. And incredible looking comics all the way through. Um, $8.75 for 126 pages, 8 stories. Cover by Sideburns. The seventh volume, including the 2 holiday um, editions. That makes 9 volumes of 9 Volt anthologies. Very cool. I'm very excited that it is done. And here's a little picture of me. You may recognize me. This is me walking away after I received my copy. My copies. I have a couple of the 9 Volt Monsters anthology. We haven't gotten into the planning for the next one yet. It's coming up. If you would like to be involved in one of these anthologies, you've got to come join us at our Discord. The Discord, the anthology is really meant to be a reflection of the capabilities and a showcase of people at the Discord. It's not done for any amount of money. It's done at no profit. No profit for me, no profit for anybody. The printer definitely takes a cut. It's done print on demand, so the price is a bit higher for printing a typical book, but because you're only printing one at a time, it's like getting a print run of one volume, of one book. So that's what makes the price what it is. However, I would defy you to find another comic with 126 pages of comics for $8.75. That's a pretty good price, actually, all things considered. Lots of good stuff. We're excited about it. Okay, Brillig is moving on. We're still continuing, as I may have mentioned. Come on now. I've recently finished page 7. Here's page 8. And page 8 is looking mighty fine. Mighty fine. I had Werewolf by Night in mind as I was working on this page. Come on now, what's going on, page? Hang on 1 second. If I restart everything, Procreate will come back. It'll come back in action. Ready to rock. There it is. All right. Slightly tougher because I don't know where to start. I'm going to start with these inset panels, and we'll see how they go. This is the least detailed. Well, that's the least detailed, but Brillig's been hit by a curse. I wonder what that is. What is layer 5? Is layer 5 anything? It is nothing. Okay. Well, now that we've established that, let's use layer 5. We'll call that our inking layer. And I'm super excited. Also, I got my foot scan today. Good times. What else is going on? I had other things, other thoughts, other thoughts running through my mind on Trove, which I haven't been streaming lately, but I'm still playing. Um, I finally got enough golden souls to get a club world, and so I got a club world. And then I immediately expanded it, and now I'm trying to like build on it. I built like a little pavilion, and I'm trying to like build a little castle or something, some kind of base looking thing. All right, how are we gonna do with these fingers? This is like he's like, right, a great comic book pose. So at least 50% of the emotion is carried in the hands. I'm wondering if that angle is wrong. I know this looks fairly crude right now. You gotta just trust me. You gotta trust the process. We start with the thicker lines, which are gonna look crude. And then we graduate slowly to the thinner, more detailed lines and our texture. And that makes things a lot less silly looking. If his fingers are going this way, should these fingers be going this way? That's that's like this, but they're going opposite directions. But if I could do that, I could do that, like fingers this way, but then fingers going that way. I'm wondering, or I could just do kind of straight back. It's tough. I need a mirror or something. A mirror. As we continue on. I had a great idea last night. Well, over the last couple of nights about how I want to do the next chapter of this story. I'm not sure if I'll launch right into the next chapter or if I'm gonna. I think I'm probably gonna do Tarzan next and kind of focus on Tarzan for a while. Keeping it fresh. And also, while I was at work, I was demonstrating something to somebody and had my sketchbook and I was showing them Eden off of my website, https://www.volverse.com, by the way. And and I was showing them how I did the logo and the opening thing, and I was talking about the splash page image of the spaceship, how I did the space scene, and I started drawing another page. So I might even do the next chapter of Eden instead. It's kind of more due. That's the one I haven't done in the longest time, and then Tarzan would be totally new to me. What's going on here? Come on now. Should he be looking at his hands or just looking in general? I could make him look at his hands. Or maybe there's some transformation because we know his hands are going to change. He's going to change into this dodo beast kind of thing. And I had ideas for a very funny, in my opinion, sequence where he's in Wonderland, so all these Wonderland challengers are going to come up, and they're all going to be, how Lewis Carroll wrote Wonderland is all this mathematical and logic based stuff, and there's a lot of whimsy and nonsensical stuff here, and he's just going to be this sort of rampaging monster that handles the challenges in his own unexpected way. Like I'm definitely going to do that one where um they give him the door that like one guy always tells the truth and the other guy always lies. I'm gonna give him that puzzle. That's gonna be a funny one for Brillig. All right, wait. I think in the Wolfman movie, the original Wolfman movie, and by this I mean the Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman movie, that's one of the first things they show is the hand getting hairy, right? They did it with old fashioned movie magic, you know. They didn't have CGI. They had a little bit of stop motion animation, and they would show the cartooning language. They would show the hand, and then they would show like hair, and then nails, and then oh, and suddenly he's a werewolf. There's something very magical about this. I don't know, good stuff. I like the idea of doing these panel borders is kind of rough. So that we've spun off into a brand new chaotic reality here. Okay, how do we get to this? Sometimes the problem is just seeing where the problem is. If you knew where the problem was, you could fix it, but you just can't see it. That's where I'm hoping to get. All right, and that's definitely that was definitely a problem I had to eliminate right there. That finger was looking bad. All right, not that these are all great or anything like that. All right, we're getting somewhere. He's definitely not his good old confident self anymore. It's a good idea to beat your characters up a little bit. I think I mentioned this when I was doing Rapid Fighter. You could show your characters winning all the time, but if you don't show them losing, there's no stakes. Stakes ought to be high. Why else would you care about them? I usually kind of balk at showing the white of the eye. And the reason for that is it just looks a little too anime to me. So if I erase this line, we have an implied line. Because even if we put the eyelid in, it doesn't look right. That kind of looks right, actually. Well, if it looks right, we'll keep it. Oh, I'm going to start to show, just like in the werewolf, he's going to start to show the scales. Because as he becomes this sort of lycanthropic dodo beast, his hands and feet are going to have, well, he's going to have feathers. So I'm not going to do the finger feathers, which is like a Donald Duck kind of thing. But I am going to do the scales. All right. All right. Good times, 2023. We're on a pretty good roll. I've been tracking my comic pages, and I'm up to 6. It's the 12th, which means that's one every 2 days. Um, that's not the best record or anything like that, but that's good. I mean, I knew they were going to take longer as you get better, right? It may take me another 2 years at this rate to finish my 1,000 pages. But if I continue to improve and keep trying to improve, good things will happen. Oh, come on. Where's the light coming from? I say the light is coming from this way. Oof. All right, take a look. Isn't that good? I think it's okay. This is also the first anthology I've done from this particular computer setup. My other computer finally crashed. I had, this is the one I had Adobe running on, and um, where during the big lockdown, I had kind of learned on. I wonder if I could do a face shadow, and I was thinking of I'm putting it on its own layer because it might be really weird. What if I did put half the face in shadow to show the duality of? Maybe I chose the wrong half, but to show the duality of the transformation taken over. That's the wrong half, though. Let's see. What if I put it over here? That kind of works right here. This nose. shadow, kind of. Maybe that kind of seems to work. I think it's a little too extreme right now for what I've trying to do with it. Too far? Let me know in the chat if you think this is too far. The light's coming this way. If the light's coming this way, then we should have. Another idea I had is to maybe do the entire page black and with the figure, and I still might do that. I would have to figure out some way to sort of reverse outline these panels. Another thing I could do is I could definitely do, well, let's put the bubbles in just to see where they would be. Bubbles, boom. And am I in the bubbles layer? Okay, I am. And then I could do another effect here. Let's do it in layer 6. Which is, whoops, not white, but black. Very like creep show. Oh, you know what's wrong with these? These aren't tapering. Let's take these lines out. These all suck. Goodbye lines. We need some to taper with like a Sinky ink. There, see that's if you can imagine that meme with the guy where the orange jacket, and he's like, that's the one. Yeah, I think I might still make these black background or do some kind of thing with the background. There's got to be something. Let's pull that back off. Drawing guide. The mask. And let's take off the pencil layer just to see what it looks like without interfere. Hey, no, not that. This. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's a little messy, but you know what? Sometimes you got to be a little messy. That's all I'm saying. I think it's good. So if the light's coming here, where am I on the right one? Yeah, I might. Oh, fuck you. And once again, I'm screwing up on line weight. It's just an ongoing struggle with me. So the light is coming here. Good enough? Too much? Not enough? What do you think? My blood, it's boiling, is the next line. And that's when he's hiding his face. Let me get to the right. Okay, here I'm in the right place. Nope, I didn't like that one. And this line has to be thinner than this thicker line because we're trying to show some. It's almost like that's a shadow or something. I wonder if I can reiterate that. Okay. My blood, it's boiling. I'm wondering how to, like, how do you show that this part? Is it like half of my channel is me like trying to figure out like, is it this? Is it more like this? Okay, more like this or more like this? Like an optometrist. Oh, fucker. What's happening there? His head falls forward because I want to show that, I was going to show that his face was changing into more bird-like, but I'm going to do this sort of um, supernatural look with the blank eyes, but you're going to see feathers, and then you're going to see bursting out, boom. And we've already got a hint that the hands are becoming more claw-like. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. All right, we got the gesture, but I think we're going too thick here. Oh, once again, I'm feeling a big load of stress. Not from the book, actually. I knew the book was going to be okay. Um, but from I've been having this foot issue. It's starting to get better. I was pretty optimistic about that too. But like I've been having to teach. I teach a very specific course. I guess it's a couple of courses, and those are days where, like, when I have to prep, like, that's a lot of stress. I'm feeling pretty good about things, though, because my class was today. It's over and done with. How do I do this? This is looking... I think we need to show the fingers, but also we need to show them that they're claws now. If anybody's checking, you know. Whoops. Yes, you should definitely come visit us over at the Adventures in Comic Making Discord. I've been holding off on doing the invites lately. You know, we had a slight influence of, or influx of, troublemakers. I won't say troublemakers. Not everyone's a troublemaker. Just some people just don't fit in. But you know, teenagers who don't really like. It's 17 and above, right? And we make comics, and we publish comics, and we teach you how to do it. Now, if you appear in the anthology, I've done a whole video about this. You still retain all your rights if you want to republish it immediately. You don't have to wait or anything like that. Somebody thought that we were going to like make you wait to republish your own work. We have no way of controlling your own work. So if you want to put it in the anthology, if that's like it's a motivation for you to be, you know, in the group, you should definitely try it out. Um, it's a lot of fun because we kind of all win together. We win as a group, and you learn from the other people. I've learned a ton of things. One of the things I like to say that I learned, first of all, how to make hatching marks go towards the light. I learned that trick from doing stuff for the anthology. Another cool thing I learned from the anthology is the um, when you're I can't do it on him because his hair's too long, but when you're drawing a figure from above the shoulder line, actually, I think it's on Muck here. It doesn't, it kind of shows it. This sort of shoulder line here. Got it in a couple of guys. I like to show that line. And you get to try things out. Like, you know, here I am doing stuff with multiple tones and so on. Pretty cool. Prometheus powers. These are fully realized stories. These are not effing like um 3D model copied, BS. This is fully realized comics illustration. This is comics illustration in the great tradition of black and white comics. The Turtles were an important influence, for example. All right, the light is still going to be coming from there. So how do we... First of all, let's bring back the pencil lines. Oh, I did do some focus lines, but I want to go ahead and show the rest of his chest as he's leaning forward. Oh, I can show you the line that I'm talking about. The line that I'm talking about, I use it in Brillig all the time. Maybe not this page. This line. See this like little pockety... Oh, what did I do here? There's a problem there. There we go, we'll fix it. um, this line in here, this sort of pockety area, I actually learned that from Monkey Wrench. It's on one of the other 9-volt covers. I saw him do it, and I thought, oh wow, that's a great trick. I mean, it's I know exactly what he's referring to. Um, I've seen that particular muscle in the mirror because I'm a freaking stud. No, because I've definitely seen that, and looking good. Okay, all right, we're gonna do. Let's start with the bubbles. Um, my blood, it's boiling. And I'll do these focus lines here. I kind of like the idea of not using the this one. They're very exact and they go to a certain, perfect dot. But let's do it. We're going to do it in layer 6 here, and if we don't like it, we can get rid of it. But we're just going to be kind of freehand with it. And oh, I don't like these because these are using the wrong brush. I kind of liked them for a second. All right, let's try it again. I like that. And this is how you can do nice curved, um, kind of savage looking lines. And I don't know if I like it like this, or I could take them and start to just erase the where they go outside the blocks. I think that looks good too. Really, it works good either way. All right, let's take a look without the pencils. No, not you. This layer 1. It's looking hot. Looking hot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add more hair. Hair texture hard to do. The whole point of Brillig is he's got his long, lustrous locks. I was thinking of doing like a comedy bit where he's successful with the ladies because he just shakes out his hair. He's like the Princess Golden Hair kind of thing. I think that might be kind of funny. And the ladies would be like, he's dreamy, but then he's gonna be like real gross. And they'll be rethinking it. I mean, he's gross but funny. He's hilarious. All right, rock on. I think that tells the story. I think that answers the mail. What do you think? You can't answer me. Answer it in the comments. Nice. I actually like this more than I like the more mathematically oriented focus lines here. All right, same deal. I'm changing. Let's go back to the bubbles layer. This time, instead of going to the technical pin, I use the thick line here. I think what we need to do is move I'm changing a little higher right there. Okay. Bubbles. Nice. All right. All right. You know what? It's 41 minutes in. I think we got a good stopping point here. I'm going to come back and work on this a little bit more. Get more of this done. No reason to rush it. Plus, I want to let this one panel. Let it burn in for a while. Let me think about it. Maybe I don't want it to look like that. I don't know. I kind of do. I mean, this is kind of working for me. This sort of savage look. I think I've almost come up with a new look for myself with this here. It looks freaking hot. All right. Ooh, let's get rid of that. Oh, can you? You cannot. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Come visit the Adventures in Comic Making Discord. I would love for you to come visit. Get involved with the anthology. You actually now it isn't just open to anyone. You have to sort of submit your thing, and what we really want to see is if you kind of vibe with us. Um, we're PG-13, for example, and we are what's the word? We're pretty open collaboratively. We critique each other's work. What's the words I'm going for? We don't want it to look 3D modeled. We don't want it to look like everything else. Every other Comicsgate comic and indie comic um, that seems to be on CSP looks like, traced fucking photos at this point, and we don't want things to look like that necessarily. But if that's your look, maybe it is. Maybe it'll work with us. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? All right. Like, follow, and subscribe, and there will be more Brillig. Sayonara.